Welcome, welcome. Welcome to round 2 of today's mindful movement class. Once again, we're here to just get in your body, promote peace. We're going to actually get started right away because we got kicked off of Zoom, but we're back. It can't keep us away. Bring your fingertips together into a globe shape as if you're holding the world in your hands. Bring your arms up so that your elbows are lifted as if you're hugging the world, okay? So keep your heart open by keeping your hands open, elbows open, and bend your knees a little bit. And I'm gonna move the camera back just a tad. A little bit of a bend in your knees. Sit down into your hips. Press your toes down to root into the earth. Bring your ribs just a little bit forward in front of your hips and soften your belly. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your heart, to the inside space of yourself. Breathe in, breathe out, expanding your ribs like fish gills from the inside of your heart out, wide, and exhale, relax. So you're working on opening up your heart, feeling your own heart, creating a sense of peace between your breath and your heart within your own body. Relax. Open your mouth and even let an exhale come out. Relax. Just a little bit more on the inside. Breathe in, breathe out. Ribs go wide. Bring yourself to a gentle bow of your own heart, honoring your own capacity to create peace within. Bow to your own heart now. A little more bend in your knees. Lift your head up, blink your eyes open, and raise your arms to the sky. From your heart, spread that peace out into the world and take a sway side to side with your hips. A little bit of a side to side sway, bent knees, just to relax into your hips. Bring your tailbone back and keep your knees bent, toes down. Bring your hands now to the sides of your head. This is called ecstasy arm. Instead of taking your arms wide like vacation arms, take them narrow, what we call ecstasy arms. Bend your knees and pulse. Pulse with the intention of opening up the front of your heart. Pulse, breathe in, inhale, breathe out, exhale. Inhale, open up your throat now. Exhale, keep your throat and belly open, bend your knees. Keep the pulse, 2 more, down and up, breathe. Bend your knees deep, and now we're going to crescent to the side. Lean one way and flap your wings like an American eagle. Flap the wings, flap the wings, flap the wings. Bend your knees, lift up and over, and switch sides. Elbows narrow, same thing. Flap your wings. Like a bird, fly. Bend your knees and lift up. Second set. Lean over, elbows narrow. Now pulse your hips back and lift your ribs up. Back and up. 3 more, breathe. Opening up your side like a crescent. Bend deep to switch sides. Lift up and over, elbows stay narrow. Lengthen your side. And you should probably feel this. Might feel kind of weird. Might feel kind of hard. Good. You're opening up your heart for more capacity for breath and peace. 2 more pulses, down and up. Elbows narrow. Hips back. Bend deep. Come back to center. Lower your arms to a low V. Thumbs touch your index finger knuckle. Soften your hands as if you could hold a butterfly in your hands. Low V, step wide, wide, in. Wide, wide, in. Now do it where your toes, the mound of your foot, then the heel of your foot. Real soft, like a ninja. Creating a peaceful relationship between your feet and the earth. 1 more, wide, wide, in, soft. And switch directions. Lift your arms so your elbows are up, so call it service arms. Wide, wide, nice and soft. And in. Now bring your hips into it. Have some fun. Wide, wide, keep it going. In. 2 more, wide, wide. In. And go wide and stay wide. Bring your hands to a horseshoe to the tops of your knees. Bend over, stick your tailbone back to lengthen your sides, lengthen your legs. Tailbone up to the sky. 5 more like that. Bend. Tailbone goes back. And then up. Breathe in and out as you pulse. Keep your arms straight. Head up. Smile on your face. Breathe. Now open your hips. Pulse. Bend deep. Low V. This time, take both feet, turn them one way, almost like you're in a lunge. You can just take off at any time. This is called tribal stance. One heel in, line it up with the inner edge, the arch of your foot on the back. So you have a little bit of a stance where one foot's out, one foot's in. Bring your elbow now down and bring your other arm up to ecstasy. Bend and extend. Keep the pulse, go back with your hips. Go up with your heart. Pulse down. Open up your throat. Open up your belly. 2 more pulses. Keep the pulse as I bring in a few more students. Sit down deeper, deeper, deeper. Go higher, higher, higher with your heart. 1 more as a bonus. Sit back. Lift up. Then sit back and we'll switch sides. Ecstasy arms. Rotate, lift your heels. Toes go one way. Line up your heel with the inner edge of your back foot. So this is going to open up your hips. The more your hips feel open and rooted, sit your hips down and back, elbow down, ecstasy arm. The more you can feel rooted, the safer you feel in the world. Bend deep with your hips and back. Take your heart, your side, throat open. Breathe. Bend deep. Rise high. 4 more on your own time. Find a rhythm with your breath now. Exhale down, inhale up. The breath will keep you peaceful in your body. The breath will keep you present. Sit back. Find your steady legs, low V, and then lift up. Come together. Now figure eights with your arms. Strong arms. Now bring your heart into it. Your ribs, let the movement come from your ribs and not your arms. Switch directions with your arms. Straight arms. Infinity, we're all connected, friends. Feel your heart now. Lead the way, not your arms, your heart. Then bring a low V and notice how good you feel. Or notice how not good you feel. Notice how you feel is really the truth. But I see some of you really having fun getting into this, like just letting it go. So let's do it with the bottom part of your body. So you can stand wide or narrow, a little bit more narrow, kind of feel which feels good. I like to stand somewhere a little bit in between and lean over. So your tailbone's back, your legs are nice and wide, and figure eights with your hips. So figure eights, can you get your hips to go even further side to side? Just to feel a little more openness from a standpoint of being wide and rooted, so you feel safer. Relax your toes, and then switch directions with your figure eights with your hips. Go even further side to side. Gentle, relax your hips. Then move down to your knees. Just real gentle. Now if your knees are, I think somebody put in here about their knees. Gentle figure eight side to side. Left knee isn't doing too well. So we make sure those toes are real soft and your hips are back so you don't put too much pressure on your knees. Switch directions with your knees, figure eights. The more you can get into the bottom part of your body, the more you can express your heart in the world. The rootedness gives you the ability to connect. Now take your feet and roll side to side on them, gentle on the inside and the outside. Side to side. And notice how your feet are connected to your hips. The more you move your feet side to side, the more your hips move side to side. So your feet are very important to creating a new relationship with the earth, with your body, and with the way you walk in the world. Pause, now roll to the inside of your feet, knees in, and then take your hips back, tailbone back. Bend your knees, and then go to the outside of your feet. And now over the outside of your legs. Same thing, hips back. Couple more, roll in, knees in, pubic bone, hips back. Bend your knees, roll to the outer edge of your legs, outer edge of your feet. And lengthen, gentle. One more like that. Inner, subtle, real soft toes. Lengthen your legs, gentle. Bend your knees. Go to the outside edge of your feet. Lengthen your legs, gentle. Bend your knees, come back. So inside and outside now your feet are down. Walk your hands up. We're going to do a few balancing poses. So if you need a drink, this is a really lovely time to take one. When you do, pick up your cup with a little softer feeling on your fingers. Pick it up even from your hand so you can do it real soft fingers. Everything your fingers touch, your heart touches. And so you want to start to touch things with a little bit more peaceful feeling, even from your fingers, your hands. And that'll help you generate that in your life and everywhere. You can say sweet things to your water. I love you. Thank you for nourishing me. Whatever resonates with you to generate a good vibration in the things that you're about to put into your body, like water and food. So come back to your heart with your breath. Inhale, exhale. Be more like that, in and out, feeling your heart space. And then relax your belly button and let your breath go even deeper. Inhale. Exhale, relax into your hips. Genie arms. Will you hold your elbows? Now, if this is too tight on your shoulders, feel free to grab your forearms or your wrists. Genie arms. Bend your knees. Take one hip nice and wide and cross one ankle over your knee. Bend your knees deep and send your hips back. 2 more pulses like that. Bend your knees forward and send your hips back. Bend your knees, send your hips back. Sit down now, knees bent, hips back. Ecstasy arms, and breathe. 3, 2, 1. Come back to genie arms, and like a dance, switch sides. Toes touch, mound touch, heel touches, hip goes wide. Cross your ankle, bend your knees forward, send your hips back. Bend your knees forward, send your hips back. 1 more like that. Gentle and slow, really mindful in your whole body. Bend your knees deep, knees forward, hips back. Ecstasy arm, look up. Keep your belly open and smile. 3, 2, 1. Back to genie arms, like a dance. Switch sides, second set. Touch down, take your hip wide. Cross your ankle over. This time, straight arms. Massage your calf forward. Forward. Give yourself a little massage. Forward. Now keep your knees forward. Calf pressing forward, gentle. Open up your arms now to a V. Lengthen your belly. Keep your hips rooted. Lengthen your belly. 1 more. Root down with your hips. Rise up with your heart. Root down and switch sides like a dance. Toes touch. Hip goes wide. Cross your ankle. Straight arms on your calf. Rotate your calf forward. Give yourself a little massage. Pause, knees forward. Keep the rotation of your calf forward. Lift your arms into a V. Sit down, knees forward, hips back. Rise up with your heart. 2 more. Knees forward, hips back, sit down. Rise up with your heart. Look up. 1 more. Bring your body to the energy of expansion, of rootedness. Sit down. Figure eights with your arms, touch down. This time go wide with figure eights. Wide legs. Go down deeper with your hips. Rise higher with your heart. And switch directions. One more time, and then come to center. Step wide, we're gonna go to the floor. So if you need a blanket or a pillow or something for your knees, it'd be a really good time to take it. Now put that down. Step wide, walk your hands forward and wide like a V. Then bring your knees, feet together, hips distance together. Heart forward, knees down. Untuck your toes. Bring your ankles gently away from the earth and pulse. 3, 2, and 1. Hips back, walk your arms, 45-degree angle one way, and pulse. As you pulse, take your head down and relax your head. Relax your jaw, let it yes and no. And then bring your ears shoulder to shoulder. And that'll get you a little bit of a gentle stretch on your neck without having to work too hard. Sit your hips back and walk your hands 45 degrees the opposite way. Pulse, keep your pulsing, hips back, heart forward. Then relax your head. Relax your jaw. Some yeses with your head. Nose, shake your ears shoulder to shoulder. And really feel the gentleness at the top of your head softening even more. Hips back. And then walk your hands forward. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, twist, and sit down on one hip. Okay. Now, if this is hard on your arms, come up, relax, take a moment, and then come back. We're going to do a couple more of these before we go down on the earth. Touch down, tuck your toes, sit back, lift up, twist, keep your knees bent, hips go back, and sit down. This helps create a waist, create rootedness in your hips, and a strong heart with arms strong. Couple more, and if you want to speed it up, you can go slow, or you can even go faster, not even take your hips all the way down, just barely touch them. Barely. So whatever you want to do, arms straight, sit back. Keep breathing. Relax your face. And then last one, sit back, sit down, lengthen your arm long, and it's time for a gentle rest on the earth. Stack your knees, front arm forward, and relax your breath and belly. Even make a sound. If you want. Go ahead and relax on your side. Roll your head back to come to the earth. Put your arms to the sky, fingers to the sky. Then relax your fingers, same thing like you're holding a butterfly. Open your arms so your collarbones are wide. Bring your arms to a V shape. Lift both feet away from the earth and bicycle. Press your head and hips gently down and switch directions. Bicycle opposite way. Press your head and hips down, twist your knees one way and your arms the other. Bicycle. Lengthen your bicycle long and stretch your arms long to stretch your belly. Bring your knees in, arms up, and switch sides. Breathe in, come to center. Breathe out. Switch your knees one way, arms one way, bicycle. Lengthen your bicycle long, stretch your arms long, really like a morning stretch. Press your head gently down, open your throat. Inhale, knees come in, come to center. Bring your hands to the tops of your knees and go side to side. Open your heart on the back. Give yourself a massage on the back of your ribs, back of your shoulders. Massage your hips side to side. And then even your head. Let your head roll on the earth, side to side. Give yourself a little massage on your head. The more that you self-soothe, the easier it is to be soothing to others and feel soothed when difficult things happen in the world. Lower one leg down, left leg down, lift your right leg up to the sky, interlace your hands behind your hamstring. Press your leg away from your head and straighten your arms. This is called thigh root. The intention is to root your thigh bone, your femur bone, down into your hip, back towards your hamstring, and walk. So you want your thigh, your inner thigh bone to go down, back, and walk. And then release. And switch sides. Lower your right foot, lift your left, or whatever leg was lifted opposite. Interlace your hands opposite and press your leg away from your head. Lengthen your arms. Press your thigh bone back to your hamstring, down toward your hip, and wide. Thigh root, rooting your thigh bone and your muscles together. One more breath. Gentle. Release. And if your body is calling for anything else, take it now. We're going to do an assimilation, shavasana, just a couple minutes. I'll hold space for you and bring you out of it before we bring on our next guest. If you want to stretch long overhead, I'm going to show you a few things. When you're ready to come down all the way, cross your arms towards the ceiling over you and open up your shoulders on the back, open up your ribs on the back. So all of that, your whole heart on the back can rest on the earth. Then take your hands and bring them to your glutes, your butt muscles, and bring those a little bit wider and lengthen your legs so that your hamstrings, your femur bones can rest to the earth a little bit easier. If this is too much on your back, lengthen a little bit longer. So find a space where it's gentle, no pressure, no tension. Open your arms, either to the sky, receiving, or on your body, heart, and belly. Close your eyes and breathe. Keep you here just for a few minutes and then bring you out so that in case you have a time, you need to be gone.
Everybody just breathe and take a moment for yourself here. Nice deep breaths. All right, everyone, take another deep breath in, fill up your lungs, and give me a big exhale. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. All right. It seems that Lila got kicked off again, so I'm going to check in with her. Everybody just hang tight. If for some reason you get logged out, please try log back in again. We will be back on. All right. All right, so Lila says she's busy. Try and get back on, you guys, so you can slowly open your eyes and come back to a seat. And maybe get a little water or something to drink, because we are getting ready to bring on our next guest. Just take a little moment for yourself. Hi, Angelica. This is for today's event, but Lila does do her bowspring sessions, so you can absolutely chat to her more about when she offers those. And I know she has some videos available too on these bowspring yoga sessions. I will be teaching a yoga class later, very relaxing, just a 30 minutes. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all there for some deep breathing and some peaceful movement. Let me see how Lila is doing. Okay, we have a couple more people joining. Hello, Suzanne, welcome. We're just taking a moment. Lila's having a few technical difficulties. She will be right back, you guys. So take a few minutes, get some water, and we will be right back.
You created.
All right, you guys, how's everyone doing? Feel free to let me know in the chat box how we are doing today. I know there's a lot of maybe tension and stress for some of you. Some of you are feeling peaceful and feeling good. Lila is still working on getting back on. It'll just be a couple minutes. I'm going to give her a quick call and I'll be right back. Again, if for some reason you get kicked out, please come right back on because that means we had to restart everything. All right, everyone. So if you'll just hang tight, we'll be right back.
Here we are. Wait another minute. Top of the hour. Let's see, who do we have? Vanessa, Angelica, Sarah, Maria, Jose, Ashley. I'm a big fan of the face-to-face, so if you feel called to turn on your video, I would personally
Dude,
be
they're so
appreciative.
fucking
Hello,
good.
John. This is Vanessa. How are you?
Hi, Vanessa. I'm great. How about you?
I'm
What?
good. Thank you for coming on.
Looking-
Lila's just having a few technical difficulties.
Julia Phoenix is coming on in like 10 minutes.
So we
Well,
are.
we're
We
going to
would
mute
love.
some of the attendees.
We would love for you to continue and do your introduction. That'd be wonderful.
All right. Yes, it's top of the hour. So I'll start by saying that my name is Jon Block. Welcome. It's a privilege to be here. Today is election day. And if you have any background noise, just a bit of housekeeping, I invite you to mute yourself and just give yourself this time to be fully present with us. Today is election day. And how are you feeling? Just take a moment to check in with yourself.
Julia Phoenix.
How are you
Oh.
feeling? We're going to go ahead and mute Sarah Reintz. Let's see how we can do that. Okay, great. I'm feeling a little nervous myself. Maybe you're feeling nervous. Maybe you're excited. Wherever you are, it's perfect. There's no judgment, least of all, judgment towards yourself. I want to start by saying that whatever happens today is nowhere near as important as what happens after today. And what happens after today, beyond all that, what is more important is who you're being. Can you be as conscious as possible during these times? That's what we're up to. My name is Jon Block, and I am the author of How to Stop Judging the Other Side, Stories of Empathy and Progress. The mission is to create unity where belief systems have led to division. This extends to race, religion, class, gender, and yes, politics. I want to acknowledge Vanessa, Lila in particular, who invited me. I've known for a number of years. And what I can say about Lila is that she is a powerful mentor, a brilliant businesswoman, someone who is such an embodiment of alignment. And this is such a beautiful gathering that she's created for us. I also want to acknowledge you for being here. As I see it, who you are is someone who recognizes that there is a stronger paradigm than what's been presented to you. That this model of us versus them, you're either for or against. On some level, you know that this is insane, that there is another way, that there is a way in which we all win, in which we all come together, in which our differences are celebrated, in which learning and growing are our highest values. And I see you as being instrumental in that leadership. I think it's so important to not get overwhelmed by all the noise out there, to feel drowned out by all the opinions. It's very easy to fall into the delusion that your voice doesn't matter. I would say if you're the kind of person who shows up for today's event, your voice matters very, very much. We need you. And consider that this is an opportunity to play bigger than you have been up to now. Playing bigger might be learning to empathize more with the other side. It might be being more patient with yourself. It might be something else entirely. But consider this is an opportunity to play bigger, standing for unity on this planet. Our time is limited today. I only have 15 minutes with you, And here's what I have planned. We're going to do a short visualization exercise. Then I'll invite one or two of you to share, and then we'll wrap it up. So with that said, please get into a comfortable seated position, whatever it takes. Focus on your breath. Allow your eyes to close. Just take deep cleansing breaths, allowing yourself to fully be here now. Now imagine a reality where there are no barriers between you and others, where there's no sense of, I cannot say that or else there's going to be trouble, where no topic is off limits. Imagine that reality. Seeing yourself, witness yourself flowing from one conversation to the next, discussing the issues you feel most passionately about. With each conversation, your heart is open. Your confidence is at a level 10. Knowing that even if there is a fundamental disagreement, there is going to be growth and there is going to be unity every time. How do you feel knowing that? What's it like to move from each conversation to the next? Do you feel free? Do you feel happy? Do you feel connected? Just go ahead and whisper out loud, how do you feel? Just in one word, how do you feel? In a moment, I'm going to ask you to come back. Hang on. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to come back. Before I do, consider this. What is one relationship you have in your life right now where you experience separation, where there is some core issue that you're passionate about? And it could very well be the political climate. What is a relationship you care about in which you experience separation? Now, before I invite you to come back, consider the next time you see this person. What will you say or do differently to create unity in that relationship? Just take a moment to be with that. Visualize that next conversation you have with this person. What will you say or do differently to create unity? Now I invite you to come on back, open your eyes. I love to take one or two shares. Who is this relationship with, and what will you say or do differently to create unity? Okay, can you guys unmute yourselves? How are we doing this? Hi, Lila. Okay, here. it's funny just noticing what's in the space right now. It's common. I've hosted events like this before, and it's extremely common. And just noticing what's coming up for you right now, knowing that there's no judgment from me, yet there's a reason I wanted to emphasize how much your voice matters. That you're standing for unity by being here. And it's one thing to show up, beautiful into itself, but to show up and declare your stand for unity. That's leadership. I invite you to be leaders right now. Would anyone like to say what's there for you around being a leader and standing for unity?
No matter what's said in terms of separation, in terms of them versus us versus them, I always come back to no, we're in this together. We're in this game together.
I also believe that it's important to remember that no matter what happens, life goes on and we each create our own reality. And it doesn't need to depend on who's in charge. You are in charge of your life and your relationships and your business, and therefore you can take responsibility for that.
That's beautiful. Reminded the expression, they say a butterfly flaps its wings on the other side of the planet and starts a hurricane. Well, what does one high vibe conscious person do? What's that ripple effect? For me, I noticed that my tendency is to get really self-righteous towards self-righteous people. And that's something I'm more aware than ever. The distancing I create at times because someone is not open-minded the way I think they should be. The conditions I tend to place on others. Recognizing that this person is a gift to me, an opportunity for me to transform. And if I see them as anything other than that, then I fail to see them.
Okay, so I thought of something. I thought of someone that I kind of had a falling out with. We were getting closer and closer, and at some point I feel like it became like we were judging each other very harshly. So I think that if I get a chance to talk to them again, hopefully, I mean, it didn't end like, I don't know, it was just like very just abruptly, we just stopped talking to each other.